Welcome back. It's Hop Smell Show. It's Hop.
String.
We're gonna bring you front persons, lead singers, top five.
Top five.
And before we even get started, we're just gonna go. We got a list we posted on the old Facebook.
The Book of Faces. We got a nice little list. We had a lot of participation on this one. So thank all of y'all who got on there and posted comments. So first off, we had Sean Bowman, who picked Ozzy. We had Rob Moyer, who is a big fan of Mick Jagger and the Boys. We got David Brandon, who picked Freddie Mercury and said David Lee Roth was a close second. John Page, like Jonathan Davis. Scott Weingard was a Ronnie James Dio fan. Our good buddy Randy Hartman had to go with the Kiss. He went with Paul Stanley. Jason Klein was Bon Scott, and Robert Plant was a second pick for him. Mike May picked Steve Whitman, and he made a comment that Freddie Mercury knew quite well how to command the stage. And we definitely have seen lots of video of him doing that. Wes Dove also picked Steve Whitman. Tony Gamble is our good old Nightwish family. He picked Floor. Robert Ford went with Dave Mustaine. Good old buddy from Japan, Little Wing. He went with Phil Anselmo. Steve Good went with Dee Snider. Stacy Rogers was Bruce Dickinson. Fred Albrecht, sorry if I messed that up. Floor Jansen again. And Jerry Lambert went with an odd pick. I wouldn't have never guessed he goes with Jeff Tate.
But he is good for him.
So he is. He's a damn good man. We've seen him.
Yeah. He
put on a good performance. And Mary Turner went with Steve Whitman also for kicks. So
wow, Steve got two loves.
They got three. They got from Mike, Wes, and Mary.
Oh, all right.
Or Marie, sorry. So pretty good list of.
I thought it was cool to see Steve on there 3 times.
Yeah, that was quite awesome. We've seen him.
Yeah, I'm a bit like
he's a very good performer.
We're looking probably creeping up on 20s. How many times I've seen kicks.
You've got him a few more times than I've got on mine, but we've definitely seen him a bunch.
I think first time I saw him 91.
Well, I mean, if you throw in with Funny Money, I mean, how many
yeah.
times do we
That's
see
what I'm
Funny Money too? So.
And I was 91. I mean 89. I thought that was
89
for Rat.
Mm-hmm.
So when we first talked about this, we discussed. We changed the game plan a little bit, and then I decided,
after the Facebook post.
Yeah.
So.
And then I decided, well, it was free game, but I went with front person, lead singer. For me, I went with what I'd seen live. That just really impressed me live.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I come up with my top 5. And I was looking down through the list, and I've got a pretty broad range. So,
but mine it's not as broad. I don't know what I haven't even looked at your list, but mine's somewhat all kind of the same types of singers. So I didn't go with, I'm sure what you've got on. I could probably guess one of yours on your list, but I don't know. I kind of thought about some of those, and I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, some of these other guys that I've seen live, they took it to another level. So I don't know.
Well, and that's kind of where I am. I'm kind of like, you nail the songs, plus you entertain the crowd. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of where I was with all my picks. So I might as well just continue sending the love and say Steve Whitman.
I figured he was on your list.
So, I mean, since 89, he's killing it. Yeah. I mean, 89 to, what did we just see him, 2019?
Mm-hmm.
And Woodstock and Steel. Well, I think we saw him twice that year because M3.
Yeah.
And, I mean, 100%. You get 100% out of that man every time I've seen him.
Every time.
And
even on at the Woodstock show, that was the
Oh, yeah,
scaled
the
down.
PG.
We got to do the PG-13.
And the stories were still, I mean, he was still
pretty
entertaining.
good. He still threw a few cuss words
Yeah.
out there, but you can't hold the man back too much.
I know, me and String always go see them when they come around because we know they're never going to let us down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, do you want to just go back and forth one-on-one, or do you want me to do two? And
Yeah, let's just go back and forth and do it that way. So when he originally said something about just favorite singers, period, and then he came back and hit me with that you've seen live, I
And
was
we
like,
crammed this, by the way.
oh, yeah, because we just talked about this, yesterday at
Yeah.
work. So it's like, oh, well, then that's going to change the game a little bit because some of these picks that I probably would have had, I've never seen live. So I had to kind of go back and redo some picks that I already had floating around in my head. So these aren't, I don't know if yours were in any specific
No,
order.
mine
Mine,
are
I
no
just,
order at all.
yeah,
I
because
meant
I
to
couldn't,
stay
I don't know that I could put a top down. So anyway, I'm going with Russell Allen, most famous with Symphony X, also been in Adrenaline Mob, and I didn't realize he was with TSO. I think he sang with them for 1 year. And then I found out also that he, for the Nightwish fans out there, he has a solo album with Annette from Nightwish, ex-Nightwish singer. And that just came out this year, I think. So I was trying to read my notes here. I think it came out this year, and I did see that the whole album, it's called the Allen Olsen in the world. It's called Worlds Apart. That's the name of the CD, and actually the whole album was on YouTube. But anyway, I saw him back in at Jack's, one of my favorite places to go see shows. And that was back in 2007. That was, I think, the only time I ever got to see them. So
Till we went to the National and
yeah.
Phase 2.
Well, I always
And Jack's is still, there's a lot of good memories from Jack's.
Yeah, and I always liked Jack's just because the size of it.
Yeah.
It was a fairly small venue. I don't know how many, 300-400 maybe. I don't even know if it was that big. But it was always cool to see a show there because a lot of times the bands would come out afterwards, and we got to meet all kinds of people that way and get pictures with them and autographs and whatnot.
And there wasn't really a bad seat in there.
Yeah, I mean, it
Or
was
standing or
had
whatever.
like
Old
a floor
theater.
up that was up above the lower level and shit.
Guess it's like a smaller theater, maybe it used to be.
Yeah, I think it's what it used to be, some kind of theater anyway. So, but anyway, that was one of my picks. So.
All right, so number 2. We actually had some of his bourbon here, if anybody watched.
Oh yes.
But I'm going with Jesse Dupre. I've seen Jackal, I think 4 times. And when I seen him, I'd probably say 91, 92, saw the same exact Jesse Dupre. That was probably 2019 also.
We saw him.
When
Yeah.
Tesla kicks
Yeah, we saw him.
again.
Yep.
That was another kick show. Mm-hmm. So Jesse, great front man, great entertainer, and nobody can ride a chainsaw like Jesse Dupre. I mean, that's his
No
thing.
doubt about that. I still got my bar stool wrong with the autograph.
Yeah.
Jesse on there.
Well, and I got pictures with him. When we, when I messaged him about us doing that, he was cool as hell. And
Don't you got a picture with him and you got him?
Yeah,
He's got you in a headlocker. Yeah.
But I think he's real. I mean,
Yeah, he is.
All the Jackal
Yeah,
guys.
he's no joke. I mean, what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
But
And actually, when we met all of them, I thought they were always like that.
Yeah.
They're what they call redneck rock, and they pretty much feel it to the. I mean, they're the perfect bar band
yeah.
for what they're doing. They've got it. They've got the blueprint down.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those guys definitely know how to. I mean, and it's kind of like Steel Panther. You go there, you're going to laugh,
Yeah.
and you're going to bang your head. You're going to have a good time.
And when you leave, you're ready to go another one.
And you're ready to slam a bottle of whiskey or something. But yeah, you're definitely ready to go to see another show from them.
Just make sure if you go to whatever place we went to, you go to the right one.
Yes, yes. When there's 2 clubs named the same thing in the same town.
Yeah. One's on one side of town, one's on the other.
Yeah.
Hard luck is that Hard Times.
Hard Times Cafe.
Yep.
Not a Hard Times Cafe 1 and a Hard Times Cafe 2.
That's just
Same name.
one's a
Anyway.
little bit bigger than the other.
One was a little bit less lively too.
Yeah.
So anyway, this man would have made my list either if I'd seen him live or not. He's up there, definitely in my. He's probably my number. Maybe he's as close first anyway. So Mr. Matt Barlow from Iced Earth. He was also in a band called Pyramaze, which I'd never heard of. Ashes of Ares, and We Are Sentinels. So I got to see them. What we said, my wife and I saw them a couple times. She really likes Iced Earth a lot, and so we got to meet them. And they were in the recording studio recording an album, and they broke out of the studio basically and did like 4 shows. This one, I don't know, in August in 2010. So they did 4 shows, and we went to one of them, and we got the VIP package. And I mean, for the VIP package, it was actually fairly cheap compared to what you see a lot of these other
Like
bands doing. Yeah, it was like $75. So anyway, so they came out after the show. We got autographs, pictures with them, and they were really cool guys. And Matt is always top notch. He can get to the low growly stuff, and he can get to the highs. And I always said that he just excuse me, his good range. He kind of sounds like a top notch Paul Stanley, but he's got some balls behind him. So nothing against Paul Stanley, but. But he's a hell of a singer, man. I love. And then he's not with Iced Earth anymore. So when we saw him, he had been out of the band for a while, and he actually came back and was performing with them. That was one of the main reasons why we wanted to go see him again, because we knew Matt was playing with them. So, but damn good singer. So if you don't know Iced Earth, you better go check him out.
All right, so my number 3, and like I said, this is no certain order. I had to change it to front person instead of front man.
Yes.
Because we're
PC here.
And if you've been following us, you know we've been exploring a lot of female singer bands, and there's a lot of rocking ones.
And you know
out there.
what? I was on Bandcamp, and I bought another album from a female fronted band.
Yeah, there's
damn good stuff.
They're carrying the flag too very well.
There's a lot of good stuff out there.
But I'm going with Lizzie Hill.
Not a bad pick.
Hailstorm.
Not a bad pick.
And I know when me and String saw them with Shinedown, which that was another one that almost made the list.
It almost made mine too.
But yeah, that guy's got some pipes. But anyway, back to Lizzie Hill. Hailstorm opened for Shinedown, and she just blew me away. Mm-hmm. I mean, just a little scrapping, 100 pounds and soaking wet, but had that big Explorer guitar.
Because that was on their first album, so they hadn't been really exposed to the world as much at that point. But
yeah, they were still hardly anybody was out there getting autographs or anything.
Yeah, they were right outside the venue after the show. That was cool as hell.
But I don't know if I've said this story before. The first time I heard Hailstorm was I heard the song "I Get Off," and I was like, "Man, is this Lita Ford's new song? Because this song rocks." Because I knew she was having an album coming out about the same time. I was like, man, I don't know. Because it sounds a little bit like Lita Ford. But little did I know that was my first exposure to Hailstorm. And I guess the reason why I like Lizzie is, she could sing about anything. She can sing phone book. But she's got that little bit of sleaze in her voice that I like. The stuff that is my wheelhouse. And she's easy on the eyes. Real easy on the eyes.
She ain't ugly.
So that's... Number 3 for me is the almighty Lizzie Hill.
All right, so my number 3, I'm going with World Dane of Sanctuary, most notably, and then most notably, Nevermore. I don't think I heard about Sanctuary because I kind of came in late to some of these older bands that they were way heavier than a lot of stuff I was listening to at the time, and I didn't have a whole lot of exposure. I just had what I could see on TV, and a lot of these bands that I listen to now was never on, regular cable TV at the time because I didn't have MTV. But anyway, so I think I heard of Nevermore before I'd ever heard of Sanctuary. But I got to see Nevermore. He passed away there several years ago. But
I didn't want to say he died.
But I got to see Nevermore at Jack's again, another show at Jack's. and that was on the Dead Heart and the Dead World tour. Just phenomenal. I mean, those guys just tore it up, and I always, after I kind of, because like I was kind of hitting kind of late into the Nevermore in their catalog anyway. I kind of hit midways, I think, and so when I went back and listened to it, it even got me into it even more. But that guy, he's got a vocal range like. Yeah, you wouldn't believe, man. His Sanctuary high notes, like he didn't do a lot of highs in Nevermore, but when he was in Sanctuary, man, that dude could break some glass. That dude's got a voice, and he even live. I mean, it's up there. He's got it. He never lost it. At least when I saw him up to.
Yeah, I know that he was spoken highly of too. Mm-hmm. When a lot of people were speaking on him after his passing.
Yeah.
They were reading on Blabbermouth how highly everybody spoke of him.
Yeah.
And even the people that listen to Sanctuary, like Rathke, Mark Rathke talks about.
Oh yeah.
Speaks highly of him too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going back to my last two are in her 70s. So the first one is the almighty King of Shock, Alice Cooper. If you've never seen Alice Cooper live, I was late for the show, but
me too. Because we saw it at the same time.
Yeah, and walked away from that like,
holy
where
cow.
in the hell have I been for 20 years?
Why did we not go see him years ago? And
I've saw him, I think 4 times now, and never lets you down. I've just seen him recently. I'd hate to see how good he was in his prime.
I mean, I know
but
the first.
He performs like he's in his prime.
Oh yeah. I mean, the first time you and I saw him, I mean he had the entire stage.
Yeah, Rob gave him lips
and I was like, holy cow! And then the second time that I seen him, you didn't go to that show. That was when he opened up for Iron Maiden, and he only had like a little section because Iron Maiden had all their stuff.
Well, that's kind of the way it was when I saw him with the crew.
So yeah, it was a lot less. I got already blew my load on that show, that first one, because it was still good. He did still sang great. I mean, for the amount of room that he had, he put on a great show. But it was just like, I guess I was already, I was anticipating the whole package, but it had to get reduced down to a smaller package. But he still brought it. I mean,
he's still, even with limited stage presence, our stage size, he still brings a lot of presence. I mean, know he's there, and then you got Nina Strauss to look at too, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. She wasn't with him the first time we saw him.
No, I think it was
because it was what's his face. Damon Johnson played with him that time.
Damon Johnson and that dude from, I think it was the guy Kelly, Kerry Kelly.
Kerry Kelly, yeah.
And Damon Johnson. Yeah, he's never. That's what we was talking about. He's kind of like Ozzy and Dave Coverdale. He's never had slouch musicians.
Yeah.
But he don't never hold them back. He tells them
when they want to go. You do your thing.
Yeah, he's behind them all the way.
Very nice guy.
Yeah. So that's my number 4 was the almighty Alice Cooper.
So my number 4, it could have been a toss-up pick, like I said, because these aren't really any order, but some of the ones we've already mentioned, I could have went with those, and I was like, I don't know, but Rob Halford.
Yep. That come on my radar today, but I already had the list created, so.
I got to put Rob on there. I mean,
he's another one. I think he's got to be close to 70 if he's not in it.
I mean, we saw him what year?
18 maybe.
Was it 17 or 18? It's been a couple years.
Yeah, it was Firepower Tour.
Yeah, whatever year that came out. I'm bad with dates. Dude.
Yeah, he's still bringing it.
He brought it. I mean, he wasn't running around the stage, but that dude.
But he still brought out the Harley.
Oh yeah, he still rode the motorcycle out there. And like I said, he wasn't running around, but that man still brought it. I mean, he worked the crowd good. I mean, great performer.
Yeah, he lived up to everything I'd ever heard about Priest. Was like, that was another one where I can't believe I'd ever done this before.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple bands out there I get like that. It's like, God, where was I at 20 years ago?
Yep. So, yep.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on Halford. Like I said, he come on my radar today, but the list was already made, and I'm sure next week if we did it, there'd be some Because what I ended up doing was I told him I just made a list, and then I went through and just broke it on down and broke it on down. And broke
Yeah,
it
because
on
I'm looking at your marked off the list
down. Yeah, the honorable
singers over
mentions.
there. There's quite a few of them there because I thought of. Well, we'll get at the end. We'll talk about that. So yeah, you go ahead with your other.
So my last one, and first time string, actually we went to see Aerosmith, 9 Lives tour, and I walked away from that show thinking, golly, that man can sing. Dream On probably sounded better on 9 Lives tour than it did in the '70s. The stuff I'd seen live.
Yeah.
I mean, Steven Tyler, and work a crowd. I mean, he's the only one that can be freaky and lay down on the stage, driving women nuts, and not be put in a straitjacket.
Was it that show or was it the time we saw with Kid Rock? What or no?
Kid Rock and Run DMC.
Yeah.
I was late for that show. I missed.
Yeah,
Run
we missed
DMC.
Run DMC and we caught like the last song of Kid Rock.
Yeah.
But was it that show or the 9 Live show that they had the stage set up in the lawn and we were right there?
That was probably.
The Kid Rock one?
Yeah.
All right. I can't
Yeah,
remember
because
which
that
one
was,
it was.
I don't remember what song. Yeah, they come up through. They set up on. It was kind of
Yeah.
cool how they done it.
Because we were close to that second stage that was up on the lawn.
Yeah, see, I went and seen them. I think I've seen them 4 times. See on 9 Lives tour, that show you're
Yeah,
talking
that
about,
one,
Kid
yeah.
Rock, and then I saw them twice on Just Push Play. And I mean, I was never disappointed. I always, even the rest of the band. I mean, they're all original. That is what's so impressive.
Yeah.
You know, that a band of their age and their caliber are all original, which is so cool.
Yeah, they ain't killed each other by now. They ain't going to.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my last pick. Steven Tyler of Aerosmith.
All right, so my next pick is a little bit different. It was very
good
similar,
pick.
but
Kind of obscure, but it's a damn good pick.
you Dylan? You know who that is?
Oh no, that wasn't who I thought it was. All right,
Who'd you think it was?
I thought it was that dude that sang the Rockstar stuff.
Oh,
Sang
no.
for Stillheart.
No. So my pick was Michael Ackerfeld, Opeth. He was also in Bloodbath. That dude, I mean, he can do the freaking guttural growls. He can do good, clean vocals.
Can you sing the phone book and make it rule? That's when they say.
Well, I
that's
don't
when-
know. I'll have to see that. I'll have to get him to sing it if I ever see him again. I'll have to get him to sing the phone book for me. But, dude, he's playing some killer riffs up on the stage, and yet he's got that good melodic, proggy voice, and when he needs to, he's got the deep, growly vocals too. And I got to see him with Jason. Jason and I went to that show. It was Opeth. They headlined it. I had to go back and look. I didn't know. Well, when I went back and researched like that tour, it was called the Heritage Hunter Tour, and Mastodon and Opeth were bouncing back and forth. They were doing the co-headlining thing. So thankfully, I got to see Opeth headlining. Mastodon was super great, and Ghost, that was on their. I think that was on their first album. So that was kind of cool just to see them. Before they were already kind of big by that point, but yeah, Michael, that dude, he's got good vocals. I mean, the man can shred on a guitar, and he's the man. And I'm glad I got to see them live. I was hoping to go see them again one other time, but it didn't pan out and didn't work out for me. And so,
Well, what's
hopefully
cool
one other
is,
day I'll get to go.
I guess with both our music styles, it's usually going to come up with a good variety of
Yeah.
vocals. And that's what's kind of cool with me and you doing this, and me and you listening to stuff we listen to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like, at the root of it, it's all the same stuff, that we get in the same stuff, but then when it branches out, it
Yeah,
goes in.
because some of these I think you, like Michael, I know you probably wouldn't be into the earlier Opeth stuff because it's all growl. And then as like they got on, it went less growl and more just clean vocals. But some of this other stuff I think you would get into. But
Well, I'm not dead set against the growl like I used to be.
well, and then like I let you borrow that Adrenaline Mob, and you
I
really got into
like
that. And then Russell, man, that dude's he's got
So
a
he sings
freaking.
for-
Yeah, he was with Symphony X, but then he went to.
I really
they
like
kind of
him.
hadn't done anything for a while, so. I think I did hear something that they were going to do another album. I just found that out the other week.
That's the Adrenaline Mob, I think, is what's his name from Twisted Sister was in that band. That was the band he was touring with.
he was with them for just a short period, I think. He wasn't with them very long, but I think he was.
I thought that was the band he was playing with when he died. That's a good comment section because I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Don't crucify me over that because I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to just go ahead and mention some of my honorable mentions.
Yeah, because there's, like I said, there's several on that list that I can see from over here that I would have definitely, picked. So
I guess Sammy Hagar, which he was down to the end. I mean, I seen him with Van Halen, and he was a great man. He really, that show, he made me a fan of his. And of course, Hetfield's Hetfield. I mean, how can you not think he's great for him? Yeah. Tom Kiefer, we speak volumes on him.
He would have definitely been. It was like one of those. If I had to take somebody off, I may have taken Rob Halford off to put Tom Kiefer on there because that dude, he gives 110%, and especially here recently. I mean, the last couple times we've seen him.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen him with Cinderella, and he didn't disappoint any time we've ever seen him with Cinderella.
I've never been let down by him.
Yeah.
Kid Rock. I mean, I don't know how people feel about Kid Rock, but I've seen him a couple times.
He did. When we saw him, he was
great entertainer.
A good show.
Of course, Dave Mustaine, which is really weird. I was sitting here looking at this, and my list got Dave and James.
Yep.
And he started as a Metallica guitarist, and now he's a front man, and he's a great front man. And he's definitely a great guitar player too. Axl Rose, that speaks volumes right there. Gary Sharon. If you've never seen Extreme, even if you don't want to go live, just go and watch some of their live stuff.
Yeah, there's plenty of videos on YouTube. You can check that out.
Him and Nuno are the real deal. I mean, Nuno is. God, he's an incredible guitar player too. And Jack Russell. I mean, all the times we went and seen Great White, Jack never let. I think even when we saw him, he could hardly walk, and still's got great.
He came out and made Don Dokken look bad.
Don Dokken got mad at him because
he sounded too good.
Yeah, he sounded way better than Don did.
Man, you seem too good, man. You gotta get off here.
You're embarrassing me. All right, so I guess anybody out there that didn't. Join the Facebook group, and you can join anytime you want. The conversations are getting lively. People are starting to talk, which is interacting. That's always cool. Yeah,
everybody's kind of keeping everything moving pretty good on there, and getting new posts. And Randy's good about putting the happy birthdays on there. The happy birthdays for the album.
And we're on third? I think we're on third round of the Ozzy bracket.
Yeah, I just saw that I hadn't voted yet, so I voted tonight.
Yeah, it's getting on down there. It's gonna be hard because I mean, people were talking about as hard decisions on the first round. Yeah. I was like, they're getting tough.
Yep, it's only gonna get tougher.
Yeah. So I guess leave a comment section. What's your favorite front person?
Yeah.
Sure, Floor's going to be on there a good bit.
Well, she was on there twice. So, I mean, we had 3 for Steve and 2 for Floor, and I think everybody else was all singles.
And so, anything you want to leave?
Hey, it's getting cold outside. You know what that means? You could use one of these nice Hops Metal Show beanies that keep your little noggin warm. It's definitely keeping mine warm tonight.
Yeah, I'd take mine off. It's too... about to roast the last time I wore it.
So if you want one, you can go to the .com. There's
or you can
just send us or send him off of the email, or you can message through YouTube's.
The .com hasn't. We don't do much of that because it don't seem to.
Well, it's not a whole lot of content on there, but there are.
Yeah, there
you
is
could order.
stuff.
Well, I mean, there's links and stuff to the videos and stuff, but there's a couple things on there, but. We're mostly on the YouTube or the Facebook medias, but you can certainly go onto the .com and just pick on there, and it emails it straight to him either way. So, but if you're interested in getting a shirt or a nice warm toboggan, you can go.
Yeah, and the beanies seem to be the way right now.
Yeah, we've actually sold quite a few of them here lately. So
everybody's it's getting cold.
It's getting cold. Got to keep that noggin warm.
We even had somebody advertising it at work the other day. So.
I told her that was a nice looking bobbin.
Yeah, I told her she need to come up and we'll do some shots. Post on the website.
There you go.
All right, so you want to wrap this one up?
Well, let's wrap her up.
I guess
Love's
y'all,
not here to wrap it up like a whatever. He likes to throw around, wrap it up like a whatever. So,
like I always say, stay safe, stay strong.
till next time. Thanks for hanging.
Let me warm this up. I ain't even.
Nope, you gotta warm it up.
Oh.